There's a lot of optimism about the Atlanta Falcons and Kirk Cousins especially since we got him in free agency. Let's talk about that.
Bijan Robinson. Man, y'all better watch out. That was the right pick. Man, with Raheem Morris and all of our weapons, man, it's looking good. Oh, we got Kirk Cousins in the house. It's time to win.
Before we get started, listen, I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate you checking out the videos. But make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. We really would appreciate that. It helps us to continue making content for you and for all of our Falcons fans. And tell your friends about us. Share the video. Get the word out about the checkdown. Yeah, there's a buzz in the A. Yeah, people are happy about Kirk Cousins and his 30-plus touchdowns and 4,000 yards and taking us to the top. You know, as Falcons fans, you know, we've been losing. We've been losing. And so when we get a nice piece, nice toy to play with, especially at the most important position on the field, the quarterback, we get excited. Oh, the local media is talking about what's going to happen and how Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback for the system and he can't wait and they can't wait to see what Drake London does, what Kyle Pitts does, what Bijan Robinson does, what Tyler Algier does, what the Falcons do. And I'm all in. I'm ready for Kirk Cousins to come in and put it down. Recover from the Achilles injury, the tear, and put up some wins. I'm not concerned about the personal stats. We've heard that song before. We've lived it. We want to win. And so what I really want to do is get our expectations in order. I'm a firm believer in under-promise, over-deliver. And right now, the media, the local media, they're over-promising, which is going to add a lot of scrutiny to Kirk Cousins about everything. Will he play the first game? But let's just look back and see who Kirk Cousins really is. Just really looking at the 2023 season, where people are saying that he was having an MVP caliber season. Okay, so I went back and I looked at the 8 games that he played. Let me tell you something. The belief that Kirk Cousins was having an MVP caliber season until his injury, I don't know about that. Okay? Now, hopefully he'll be great for us, but there's some hyperbole in that narrative. So let's just talk about it for a moment. The Kirk Cousins-led Vikings went 0-3 to start the season. They opened the season losing to the Tampa Bay Bucks. They then lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. And then they lost their 3rd straight game to the LA Chargers. But wait, they got their first win when they went down to Carolina and beat the Panthers. That's right, the Panthers. Feeling confident? And after that game, they went back to their losing ways and lost to the Kansas City Chiefs for a record of 1-4. But after that, they went on a 3-game winning streak to finish 4-4 after 8 games. And of course, Kirk Cousins was injured in that 8th game. Well, let's dig a little deeper, because losses are team stats, right? Can't really hang that on Kirk, right? Okay, so let's talk about it. In the opening game against the Bucks, Kirk Cousins passed for 344 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah. But he had 3 turnovers. He had a red zone interception and he lost 2 fumbles. They lost the game. I think his play had a little something to do with that. In the next game, when the Vikings played the Eagles, Kirk Cousins threw for 364 yards and 4 touchdowns. Unfortunately, the turnover bug showed up again. He fumbled the ball away again. That's right. A fumble lost to the other team. They lost the game. Now, I'm not saying they lost because of that fumble, but it certainly wouldn't help them win. In the game against the LA Chargers, Kirk threw for 367 yards and 3 touchdowns. Nice. But again, he had a turnover, an interception. They lost the game. Now, did that interception cause them to lose the game? I'm not saying that. But it's week 3, and Kirk Cousins already has 5 turnovers, and they're 0-3. Okay. So week 4, they get their first win. They beat up on the Carolina Panthers. In the game against the Carolina Panthers, Kirk only threw for 139 yards, but he did throw 2 touchdowns. But unfortunately, the turnover bug hit him again. 2 interceptions. Luckily, they still won the game. Now in week 5, they played the Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Kirk Cousins threw for 284 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he did not turn the ball over. He did fumble, but it wasn't a turnover. They lost the game. So after 5 games played to start the season, they're 1-4. Now, luckily, they went on a 3-game winning streak following that loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. In week 6, they beat the Chicago Bears. Kirk Cousins only passed for 181 yards and 1 touchdown. But again, the turnover bug. 1 interception. Luckily, they won the game. In week 7, they beat the vaunted San Francisco 49ers. He threw for 378 yards and 2 touchdowns. And of course, the turnover bug was back. 1 interception. Luckily, they won the game. Now in week 8, the final game of Kirk Cousins' season, the Vikings played the Green Bay Packers. Kirk Cousins passed for 274 yards and 2 touchdowns with no turnovers. No turnovers that day, but unfortunately, he got injured. A season-ending injury. So with the 8 games that Kirk Cousins played in 2023, he finished with a record of 4-4. He finished at 500. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm glad that Kirk is here, but please stop overselling us on who he is. Okay, that's a team stat. They're 4-4 team stat. Fine, I got it. But what's glaring is that in 7 of the 8 games that Cousins played, he either had a fumble, an interception, or both, turning the ball over in 6 of the 8 games for a total of 9 turnovers. Now, I'm not trying to crap on Kirk Cousins, but if you listen to local radio and you're on some of the message boards and you're not checking, you're not going back watching NFL Plus replay, you wouldn't know this. And so I'm not saying that we're not going to have a great season. I'm not saying that Drake London's not going to have a great season and Kyle Pitts won't just ball out and Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. I'm not saying that. I'm saying our worries for the most part up until, for me, recently, has been about his injury and his age. Because I was like, oh, he had an MVP caliber year. He was on track for the MVP. So you tell me. Let's put it in the comments. Sound off in the comments. Some people may think I'm being negative. Some people may think I'm scrutinizing Kirk. I'm not being optimistic. Let's talk about it. Just tell me in the comments. I'll be happy to respond. Starting 0-3, then 1-4, 5 turnovers by week 3, a total of 9 turnovers by week 8. That's an MVP caliber season? I don't think so. I don't think so. And he's older and coming off of an injury. Again, I want to win. But we need to know this. Another thing that people keep throwing out is that get ready for 30 plus touchdowns. Over Kirk Cousins' 12-year career, he's only thrown 30 touchdowns in a season 3 times. And so with this 4-year contract, we might see 30 touchdowns. We might not. Under promise, over deliver. It'd be great for us to make the playoffs, go deep in the playoffs, and go to the Super Bowl. That would be awesome, and win it. I'm ready to win. I just don't want to be set up for disappointment. And so I went back and watched the games. And so I know that Kirk Cousins started the season 0-3, then 1-4, and finished up 4-4 with 9 turnovers. So, Kirk, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you, man. Let's get it. But let's be clear that we have the information. The information so that we're not flying blind. Let's go, Falcons. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Share the video, tell your friends about us, or comment below and let me know how wrong I am, how negative I am, or if I'm spot on. Let's talk about it.